Perfect, looking good. Good job, very good.
Straight to the splash pad, bro.
Okay, no straight to the splash pad.
All right, guys, let's start the warm up. Let's go. You didn't get on the attendance. Come get on it now. We're Herriman High School. I'm Coach Souls. We are at Western Springs Park, and the hope is we'll be able to get down on the hills and try to do a state prep workout that just kind of simulates the hills of the course in the state. Yeah, so we do 2 big loops, then they do their speed ladder, or then they do the warm-up drills, then they do speed ladders, and then a lot of days we'll do hits. Today I think we end with a core hit, but instead of a running hit. So they'll do that, then we'll go over, we'll do core, and then we'll start the workout after we're done with that, and then after the workout, the kids will finish up with core hit too.
Cam, Jake, Croy, Owen.
Are you just testing yourself? Like, what's the...
Testing myself. I'm getting everybody's names. I'm gonna get everybody's names.
Usually we run hills here. We'll do hill sprints. We've got a big hill that we're able to run and do, but because we know that the course at state is going to be a little bit different, we want to try to get more of a VO2 max workout, but with hills in it. So they're having to maintain that same intensity going up and down hills and falling back into rhythm. And that's the hardest thing at Sugar House is, you know, you out there and you're running and everything's great, and then you go up a big hill and you come down and somebody makes a big move and you got to decide to go with them or not go with them. And so simulating that in practice I think will help us quite a bit. So we're shooting to do 5 4-minute VO2 loops, focusing on the hills, the ups and the downs, and just kind of getting a feel for it. So, you know, it's going to be a little bit faster than their tempo pace, so it's not going to be incredibly fast, but overall we want them to feel the ups and downs of the hills and what that feels like, and make the adjustments that they need to make so when they get to state it feels comfortable and familiar instead of coming off that hill going, oh gosh, that was really hard, I don't know if I can sustain this. So just kind of callousing the mind to being able to handle hills up and down consistently. Good.
Coach, I got
yes.
all but 2 names.
All but 2? Who were the ones you missed?
Max and Lincoln. Max behind Cowell, and then Lincoln in the green shirt and hat.
Yeah, he probably did better than I would do right now.
I got all but 2 names. I had to like go through them, and I made sure I knew all the names, and then I just went for it.
That's good. That's that leadership we've been talking about. 2 names. That's good. So what's the loop? This is what we talked about. You're going to run straight up. You're going to take a right. Concrete is lava. Can't touch it. Got to be on grass the whole time. So you're going to go up. You're going to take it right at the tree, but you cannot go on the what? Concrete. So you're going to have to go right. You're going to stay on the grass. You're going to run out and about. You can run through the middle here. You can run through the trail with the mud, or you can run all the way out and around it. It's up to you. Then you're going to run up the big hill like we normally do, right? Then you're going to continue left till you hit the fire hydrant. Everybody look and see the fire hydrant. When you hit the fire hydrant, you're going to come back down across the field. You're going to go all the way over. Then you're going to go left, and you're going to go this way. Come down, cross through, circle through. You're just going to keep doing that. Does that make sense? Then the next time we'll reverse it. You're doing this at 86% effort, so a little bit faster than your tempo. Rest is 2.5 minutes, yes. Okay, real quick question. Is this a race? No. It is not a race. Run your pace. Actually, last thing.
Low end of your VO2, guys.
The most important thing is we're not sprinting the hills. We're going to go a little faster down and a little slower up, but it's the same effort. McKenna, it's the same effort. We're not trying to sprint the hills. We're not trying to do anything crazy. Try to stay consistent at that same pace, even though you'll go slower up and down hills. Up the hill slower, faster down. You want the same effort the whole time. On, coach. Sugar House Park. Yeah, it's a great park. It's got a really good cross-country feel to it. I can see why Utah's used it for many years, and we switched back to it last year, and it was really a good spot to be at. But the biggest thing to it is it does have a lot of ups and downs, and so it's kind of a rhythm breaker course. So we're trying to get the kids used to a little bit more rhythm breaker type workouts. this year than we did last year. We didn't do a lot of that stuff last year, and none of our courses really dictated it, except for state, but I hadn't been to that course before. So now that we've seen it and we know what we're looking at for the state meet, we're going to try to go out of our way to make sure that we've got a simulation of it a few times here at this park, is a pretty good spot where we can go up and down and just kind of do some loops that hit hills up and down quite a bit. Now we're going up the big hill. Go up the big hill and go left. Yeah, I think the worst thing as a coach is to have athletes look at you and say, I wasn't prepared for that. You know what I mean? And they're pretty honest most of the time. So you've got to really think about, how can I prepare my athletes to be prepared for whatever's coming at that course. You know, it took me a few years to really understand NXN and master the course up there so that we could be pretty competitive. And since then, we've been on the podium a lot. So, you know, each course that you have to face as a coach, you've got to try to figure out what are the key pieces here that my athletes need to be able to handle the stresses and pressures that this course is going to put on them, and what advantages other people have. Obviously, we know there's some teams that know Sugar House really well, and we've got to deal with those advantages those coaches have. I'm sure I would have advantages in certain places in California that I coached really well for years, and so I'm still kind of catching up with some of those pieces here, and Sugar House is one of them. So we're trying to find a way to give our athletes a similar type of feel and workout so that it feels familiar when they're in the race. Done!
How do you feel?
Do all right. Just testing out the base on that one, making sure I wasn't gonna blast the first one and die on the rest. So.
Always smart, always smart.
Runner set. Go.
Stay consistent.
We're still pretty early into the year, so this is probably like my 12th workout so far this season. Builds well into racing, because of course it trains you for the racing, and I'm like a week and a half or 2 weeks out from my first race, so it's good for the base training type of stuff.
You get a fun workout too.
I know, right? I just gotta stay in the flats, I think, and stop doing the hills.
No, for sure, the hills are tough.
I got the guy up top doing the hill. We're good.
There you go, that's perfect.
Who's kind of like your leadership right now? Who's kind of really stepping things up and, you know, grabbing the bull by the horns and saying, like, we want to continue the success we've had and continue to drive the program forward in this direction?
Yeah, I mean, that starts with Jackson Spencer. He's leading the team at a high level, you know, just as far as being out there and showing what's possible. You know, he's such a fast kid by nature. He gets out there and just really tears it up. So I enjoy watching him run. I'm sure everybody out here enjoys watching him because it's so effortless, and I think he's doing a great job of leading, but also leading by example. And we've had a lot of seniors. Caleb Brown's done a really good job for us in leading and making sure that everybody's doing what they're supposed to do. So, you know, each of our seniors, Eli Jarvis, Adam Wardle, the older kids, I think really stepped up and said, it's our turn to see what we can build. And so far it's going really well.
All right, group one, runner set, go.
Vibe of the group. We're sometimes having a little bit of fun, but also making sure to keep it control, get some good rest, and working hard on some of these tougher workouts that Coach gives us. We've also been starting 4-mile tempos a little bit earlier than usual. We've been doing something different for this year compared to last year. We're like making sure to hang out on the afternoon runs, so we all get our runs done, and it's a good vibe, and we're just here to work hard and do well for the season. My personal goal is getting somewhere in the All-American section for NXN, and team goals, we want to have a good B team as well. We also want to dominate Woodbridge and try to get the win for NXN.
First time we've done this workout, so we're going to learn some things and adjust the next time we do it. It's probably a little bit smaller groups, and timing will be a little bit different. Yeah, won't run into each other as much, but that's okay. It's part of the experience.
Yeah, we want to win state, and I also want to win state. I think I can do it. I want to put a good gap on the competition there. I think I'm fit enough to do that. I think my biggest threat to the throne would be Eli Jarvis. So, but at this point, I'm not worried. So I just want to push myself as hard as I can. Maybe I can get Casey Klinger's course record. I think I beat his junior record last year on that course. So yeah, this year I want to break the overall course record and have all that shebang, you know.
2, 1, group 1's done.
Good job. You guys are looking good. Stay in it. Stay in it. You're looking good. Good job. Very good.
All right, runner set. Go.
NXR, we obviously want to try and go head to head with Niwot, and then NXN after NXR we can unleash and see how good we'll do. I hope we can win it as a team. And then individually, I'd like to get a course record or two, especially on like big courses like Woodbridge, Clovis, NXR, NXN. Those, getting a course record on one of those courses would be really cool. So, and then yeah, I'll start with that. I really want to qualify for the World Championships because I think that like if you do good enough at NXN, you'll get a bid to those. I just personally want to push myself and not have any regrets
Good,
this
Jackson.
season, which is what my main goal is.
Eli's a hiller. He's a hiller. Let's go. Nice, Cam. Let's go, boys. See, this group right here is the one that's going to determine whether or not we win or lose races. Good, Cam. Good adjustment. Stay in there, Adam. Stay in there, Jordan. That's where you start to separate the men from the boys.
How'd you feel?
Tired.
Yeah.
Never done a workout like this, so didn't know what to expect. I think I'm in a little bit of lactic. It's like sunken into my legs. That's not fun, but yeah. You get speed comes from where you push hard when you don't want it. So I just gotta push through it, and yeah, it'll be another day in the week in the books.
There we go.
Yeah.
Checking the box, as we used to say, checking the box.
Checking the box.
Well, I think it's crazy when you come in and you see that, oh, there's only 17 teams in 6A, like this should be a cakewalk. And then you look at the teams and there's some really, really talented programs and a lot of great runners in Utah. So the top couple teams every year really have pretty solid teams. You know, when in 2023, when we won, we got first, American Fork got second, and Riverton, who's just down the road in our region, they ended up 10th, right? So we had 3 teams in the top 10, you know, from this little area. And probably quite a few more that could have placed right up there as well. So Utah's pretty fully loaded, and we know that. So you know, American Fork's got a history of success, and we know that anytime we take them on, it's going to be super competitive. And our teams have been really close, which makes it hard. You know, if you're only beating each other by a second or two in a relay or whatever, it's hard because you know that both teams had a chance to win that one. And so ultimately, we're trying to put together a program that can go out and, you know, compete against the best. And if you can beat American Fork, you've got a pretty good chance of being able to beat everybody. So yeah, I mean, we're always going to look for NXN and state titles in the program. Some years you don't have the guns to go after it, but we feel like we've been pretty lucky to be able to continue to chase those things. And I think we'll be in the hunt. It'll probably be us and Riverton and American Fork battling for the state title. And from there, we'll have to, you know, dial in and stay healthy and be focused and hope that our outcome when we get to December is a little bit better than it was last year. You know, the hard thing with NXN is it only takes one bad race to completely change your season, your outcome, you know, how that race felt. And so the goal is to make sure that we've got 5 of our guys that can run a perfect race when it matters, so that we can get up there and hopefully put up a pretty low score and be in contention. You know, we know there's great teams out there, and we know we're gonna have to work hard, but ultimately we've got a shot. So that's all you can really ask for.
3, 2, 1, you're done.
How you feeling?
It hurts.
Yeah.
Feels good.
It's a tough one.
That was definitely the harder way.
I like the harder way.
You know what it means when it hurts? Everything. It means you're getting better.
Straight to the splash pad, bro.
Straight to the splash pad.
That was good. That looked good, yeah. I didn't plan on having that many kids go. But I think a lot of kids wanted to try it today. Maybe because the cameras were there, I don't know, but I would have probably chopped off that back half and put them on a different workout, but that's okay. Made it a little more hectic and a little crazier, but you can see it's kind of a nice place to train and a good spot. They're gonna do their 1 mile and core hit. But yeah, some of the kids are still getting used to the elevation. They've come from sea level, moved from states with sea level and not used to it, but you can see Jackson's gonna be a beast and Eli's gonna be pushing to try to keep up. So we'll have a couple guys really cranking in the front and hopefully close the rest of that pack down by the end of the season here. So felt all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of hills.
Stayed consistent throughout, so I'm proud of it.
Yeah, no, look good. Look very controlled, so that's the important part. Which was the hardest hill? This part? Going down right here? Yeah. Yeah. If everybody's super sore, actually it'll probably hit everybody Thursday is when they're gonna be really sore. Coach, I can't do the race, my quad's hurt. But that's okay. That's what we want. We want to be sore in August.